10 tips for Weimar. The city of Weimar is located in the state of Thuringia, which is quite central in Germany. The city is known for the Weimar Classicism, which is a humanistic cultural movement. Although the city is in no way one of the largest cities in this state, it has an enormous amount to offer and is always worth a visit. Below, we detail particularly noteworthy sites or program points that should never be missed to make your stay in Weimar enchanting and unforgettable in every way. In the footsteps of the famous German poets. When thinking about the city, the famous poets Johann Wolfgang von Goethe as well as Friedrich Schiller are without question at the top of the list of highlights of the city. Among the sites are undoubtedly the residences of the two personalities. A visit to Goethe's house at the Frauenplan as well as to Schiller's former home is worthwhile. Today, both buildings also offer worthwhile museums where one can learn everything important and worth knowing about Schiller and Goethe. In addition to these visits to the respective individual pasts of both poets, their joint monument is of course especially counted as one of the most popular and most frequently photographed sites of the city. The Goethe-Schiller monument is a bronze statue of the two poets which is located in front of the German National Theatre. Old Town is a magical attraction. Anyone who spends time in this city is automatically always attracted to the Old Town, which, in addition to a leisurely stroll through the city, also offers a variety of destinations worth seeing. Thus, the sights of the market square alone with the town hall located there as well as the attractive Kranick House with its cheerful colors are worthwhile. The western edge of Weimar's Old Town is also adorned by the famous Weimar City Palace. It not only offers an enchanting sight, but also convinces inside with worth-seeing destinations, not least of which is an exhibition that delights one with painting from the 16th to the 19th century. Worthwhile celebrations in the Old Town. The Old Town is also always an ideal place to get together to celebrate. Eating the famous Thuringian bratwurst alone is a true celebration, but there are also special occasions that make Weimar and its Old Town all the more attractive. For example, every year on the second weekend of October, the Weimar Onion Market is celebrated, where the whole city and visitors from all over the world come to celebrate and enjoy many stalls and stages. Then, of course, as Christmas approaches, the romantic Christmas season becomes a true and unforgettable highlight of a stay in Weimar. The peace and quiet of the historic cemetery. However, Weimar is not only about celebrations, but also places of absolute tranquility become a magical attraction. Thus, the historic cemetery south of the Old Town is considered an absolute insider tip, where you are far away from the hustle and bustle of tourism, which can be felt otherwise. In the historic cemetery you will also find the princely crypt with the coffins of Schiller, Goethe and many noblemen, as well as the Russian Orthodox Church commissioned for construction by Grand Duchess Maria of Saxe-Weimar-Eisenach, a daughter of Russian Tsar Paul. Relaxing in the park on the Ilm River. Another place for rest and relaxation is the Park in der Ilm, also known as Ilm Park for short. The park is located east of the Old Town and with a width of 300 meters and a length of 1.6 kilometers offers enough space for beautiful walks and a welcome time out. The park was planned, among other things, with the help of Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, who had a small garden house built there for himself, which can also be visited today and is one of the most important sites of the city. In addition, in the south of the park on the Ilm is also worth seeing the Roman house, which was also realized with ideas of Goethe, which he had brought back from one of his many trips to Italy. The remarkable Duchess Anna Amalia Library. In the immediate vicinity of this park on the Ilm River and east of the Old Town, you'll come across a site that also shouldn't be missed when visiting Weimar. There, the Duchess Anna Amalia Library opens its doors to visitors and delights them with over 1 million books dating from the 9th century to the present day. After a large fire in 2004, a great many works were damaged. After a comprehensive restoration, however, the Duchess Anna Amalia Library is once again available without restriction for an unforgettable visit. As the Rococo Hall, a very special highlight in this library, only allows 50 visitors, it is highly recommended to reserve an entrance ticket in advance or to show up at the ticket office punctually at 9 a.m. The Bauhaus in Weimar. The famous Bauhaus in Weimar, which was founded by Walter Gropius in 1919, always proves to be an artistically valuable destination. With the Bauhaus, Gropius created a form of architecture that became one of the most important in the 20th century and can still be seen today in various places in Weimar. A particularly important site is the main building of the Bauhaus University, where about 4,000 people study today. The structure was built by Henry van der Velde and impresses especially with the stunning staircase inside the building. Northwest of the Old Town, one also encounters the Weimar Hallen Park, which houses the Bauhaus Museum, which opened in 2019 in honor of the Bauhaus year. Other attractive traces of the architectural form offer one the Haus am Horn, located on the eastern edge from the park, and Der Ilm, which is a model house from 1923 that reveals Bauhaus ideas inside. The charming Belvedere Castle. If you take a few kilometers for a dreamlike excursion, a visit to the Belvedere Palace, located about a quarter of an hour from downtown Weimar, is always worthwhile. The enchanting palace, as well as the entire magnificent grounds, including the remarkable gardens and the charming orangery, offer the best conditions to let your soul dangle and to be able to relax in peace all around. In deep remembrance to Buchenwald. The Buchenwald Memorial is always worth a visit. It makes it very clear that it is not only the attractive and beautiful buildings, parks and famous people that make up a city and its surroundings. Part of the history are always also dark eras, and Weimar must here of course also look at the sad past, which was shaped by National Socialism and above all of course had terrible high points in the concentration camp Buchenwald. The Buchenwald concentration camp, located on the Ettersberg not far from Weimar, was one of the largest in Germany. Over 250,000 people were imprisoned there and 56,000 people died at Buchenwald concentration camp. Today's memorial commemorates the terrible time that must never be forgotten. A visit to the capital city of Erfurt. Indirectly connected to Weimar is another destination that should not be missed during a trip to Thuringia. A distance of only about 15 minutes separates Weimar from Erfurt as the capital of the state. Even though culturally the advantages may definitely lie with Weimar, Erfurt is always worth a trip. Especially impressive is the cozy old town, which knows how to inspire with romantic street, cafes and pubs, while of course the Erfurt Cathedral is also an absolute highlight.